Venkatesh Ramesh, who is going to talk about innovative, self-built, 3D, cost-effective smartphone application for simulative mixed learning. Mouthful.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, AOS. So I'm going to take you into a world of simulation and how we validated it. So I got this idea when I was doing an eye stent inject here. As you can see, the first stent was under implanted and it just fell off. And then the second stent, I had to just make sure I gave it a much better dimple. And once they implanted the second stent first, and this is me taking the first stent that was under implanted. And when I came out, actually I didn't fail to close the trocar. So I again lost it in the corneal wound. So I was able to then retrieve it and then go back in. So this is one of the learning scenarios where you may drop your stent or it may get caught into the corneal wound. So I just went back to my drawing board, and this is the hologram headset that we have actually generated in our lab. You can see on the right hand side here, my friend is actually moving through thin space. So he's actually moving his hands, and we went back and we thought, can we really make a simulator for portable learning? We do have many wet labs. In Godsey, it's not really possible. But then you can see him, this is him using this headset and he's able to place it. So we thought, can we validate it so that it will help in hand-eye coordination, because for eye stent injects 1, generation 1 there is a tangential movement, and generation 2 there is an axial movement. So this is a patent protected technology of mine, and we analyze the wet lab training versus novel surgical simulative training. So how are they both for especially novice mixed surgeons? So we approached many postgraduate institutes. It was an on-road workshop that I did, and 30 glaucoma fellows were actually enrolled, and they were all novice surgeons. 3 months of study from October to December, and were they adequately prepared for real surgical procedures is one that we asked after they underwent this. And this was a questionnaire first we gave, and then we went to a survey. So survey questionnaire, you can see it was adequately prepared, and you can see most of them, 31% were good and 38 were okay, and 22 felt it was still poor. Did the simulator help you in the hand-eye coordination? So especially in mix, the 3-dimensional hand-eye coordination is what we emphasize on, and people were very satisfied for the spatial orientation. Then we went to the satisfaction levels. So we analyzed the satisfaction levels apart from the hand-eye coordination, and it was pretty okay. And did it give you adequate visual feedback? So visual feedback is another thing which is very important to inculcate ambidextrity or even 3-dimensional simulative training. And you can see that 15 of them were actually felt it was good. And haptic touch. So in this simulator you can see that there is a haptic touch when you catch hold of the stent, or when you have any other procedure. If you are doing with this, we have many other surgical procedures innovated with this. There is a tactile sensation. It gives you a click sound in the ear, which really helps you in orienting towards space. It's called the pseudo 4D. So that also went well. Confidence in performing the procedure. Making mistakes. Does it really help you in making the mistakes or reduction of making mistakes? Accessibility. And many teaching institutes, if you see, they have Oculus, they have HoloLens, many have invested in their own simulator. Most of the teaching institutes have their simulator. It is just that it's in their lab and they are not using it. And does it create a safe environment? Very likely was the most positive responses we got. And do you recommend the simulator? There was an unanimous yes among the 30 users. The graphics and real structures were also very well taken up. And we also went for a cross-sectional study, a comparative study through Google Forms, especially using the realistic model, surgical planning and guidance. These were the components of the questionnaire: training and learning, safety and recommendation, along with the graphics and gamification features. Satisfaction levels among the 30 with the simulator and wet lab were compared with a simple pilot study. Satisfied, neutral and dissatisfaction, they were converted into continuous variables. The discrete variables were converted into continuous variables, and a pair t-test was done, and the p-value was significant. So resident satisfaction level during surgical training with the holographic one, they felt it was much better compared to the one that you had with the wet lab or the SSTC you can call. So it was definitely better. So this is, my dear friends, it's a pilot study. This is something which is medical virtual reality, which was unexplored, easily accessible. Most of the simulators are focusing on cataract and anterior segment procedures. Mix is something that is booming, and this is portable. Today here now you can actually, any one of you can come and get yourself oriented. It improves the quality of care, increases cost effective. It's highly cost effective, and we are also doing one in the smartphone as well. And we have used high resolution real time images, which gives you photo real interactive learning. And this is a free of cost simulator which is accessible, and we have already launched it. If you have a 4D simulator in your lab, it's just a matter of going and typing high space mg space HOLO, and the simulator is all yours. It's a MIGS simulator. So I think what was once thought to be a science fiction, my dear friends, it's not more a science fiction. It's all a science-based reality, and welcome to the world of 4D metaverse. And mix is something which is very close to my heart, and Vanita ma'am is here. She's a pioneer in mix. There is simulative learning like these will really help in bringing things out. So you can see the fundus is all real images, the angles are real. We are now working on a OCT filter. I think these kind of technology will really help us in refining our surgical skills, which will help you win the battle. Half battle will already be won when you're done, not once but multiple times, and then you'll have a successful implantation or a successful KDB or a bang or whatever is your surgical choice of mix. So thank you once again for giving this opportunity.
Thanks a lot. I want just one clarification. You need the headset?
Yes, ma'am. You need this headset. For the pseudo-haptic sensation, there is one sensation in your ear. It is coded in such a way. The headset is needed for a 4D experience, but with the smartphone also it is possible.
Okay.
But with that, you'll not have the 4-dimensional element.
Okay.
You'll use the phone as a stand,
That's fine.
and only the 3D will be possible.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Tanya Resh, and her topic of presentation is amniotic membrane umbilical cord grafts reflecting new rays towards glaucoma shunt surgery. She's not there? Then next speaker is Dr. Sai Vineet Maddu, long-term outcomes of ciliary sulcus placed Ahmed glaucoma valve in refractive glaucomas of Indian eyes. Is the next speaker there, Dr. Rupa Gupta?